video here real quick. That'll work tonight. Yes, it will. How about that? Microphone. Again, we'll be getting started here in just a couple minutes. Great seeing everybody online. Move that up a little bit. I actually did my hair today. That's good. Hey, everyone. We're going to be talking about the new currency. My name is Tom McMurrin. It's great having everybody online. Tom Coin, awesome to see you. Thank you for being online with us. Got Lucille. And I know we got, we see my friend Gus. What's going on, Gus? Great to see you. There's Brent Patrick, part of the crew, part of the Grant crew. Anyway, we've got this recorded tonight. We're going to be zooming through a presentation fairly quickly and giving you a lot of details on the new currency. And see if I can pull up something here while we're waiting for everybody. Pull up a YouTube video for you. And let's see what we got here. PayPal. I don't know if y'all saw the PayPal commercial for Super Bowl, but it was pretty cool. I'm going to air it for you real quick. I don't know if that's illegal for me to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're giving them branding, right? Let's see what we got here. Yeah, there it is right there. Volume. Do this while we're waiting. I need to do a video like this for the new currency. Love that commercial. I can watch that every morning. It gets me fired up with my coffee. And for those that are listening on the telephone, you can go to the PayPal Super Bowl commercial. It was like the first commercial aired on the Super Bowl, and it talked about the new money and what's going on in the space. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. We're about a minute over real quick. But great having everybody online tonight. We're talking about creating fast wealth with the new currency. And excited to give you the presentation tonight. My name is Tom McMurrin. I am the author of the Amazon best-selling book, The Seventh Disruption. I need to clarify that there's only 3 best-selling books in the digital currency space, so it's a very small field right now. But, hey, anyway, we've got a best-selling ebook on there. And tonight we're going to let you know how you can get a free copy of that ebook and the audio book just for watching the presentation. Some people say enduring it. But no, it's really exciting. I tell everybody, this is like the beginning of email. Tonight I'm going to show you how to send email for the very first time. The only difference is we're going to do it with money. And the analogy, what I'm trying to draw for you is in 91, we were teaching people how to send emails, and people were kind of freaked out about it because they were used to using the U.S. Postal Service. Well, the U.S. Postal Service is synonymous with banks. And tonight we're going to be talking to you about doing bankless transactions, bankless banking. How does that sound? I know that a lot of you like that because a recent survey said 74% of people distrust and dislike banks. So if you're one of those 74%, I guess I've got a 3-in-1 chance of getting you, a 3 out of 4 chance of getting you right. But we're also going to give you a 1-year free membership to the Coin Lifestyle. We've got a download of the Coin Lifestyle mobile app that we're working on that we're real excited about that will give you access to all of our education and everything that we're doing, all of the news, all of the alerts. We're going to have a hotline for you that if something hot hits the market, you're going to be the first to know about it. Also, we're going to use a digital currency to conduct your first transaction. I want you to write down this domain, setupcoinwallet.com. That's setupcoinwallet.com, okay? And somebody can put that in the group chat down there. That'd be great. But setupcoinwallet.com is a 4-minute tutorial that will teach you how to do your first digital currency transaction. And if you follow the instructions, you'll actually get some free money from us, okay? Now, the new currency is the biggest disruption since the advent of the Internet, okay? It provides real financial solutions that people need right now. It will create trillions of new wealth, and it will reshape the way we live. You'll find that out this Christmas when smart refrigerators start coming out and your refrigerator starts automatically ordering groceries for you. It's going to be a whole new world. But I always tell people, if you need to get rich fast, this is about as good an opportunity as you're going to find in a long time. I know I hear all my real estate people complaining about how the inventory's been bought up and, you know, all the paperwork, and none of them are making any money now. But I got to tell you what, if you want to get into a fun business, digital currency is making millionaires faster than any industry in the world right now. It's part of the fintech industry, which is the financial technology sector. If you need a new game plan for the new currency, no problem. We've got you covered. It's going to be pretty straightforward. First, we're going to get you educated. We're going to have you enroll in the coin lifestyle and gain access to a lot of education. We don't want you going into this blindly. We want you to understand what's going on. Then we want you to conduct a transaction and get experience and become a ninja. Become a black belt. Start spending digital currency. I bought plane tickets last week to go to Vegas on cheapo air with Bitcoin. It was pretty cool. So that was the first plane tickets I ever bought using digital currency. I buy groceries all the time. If you go to gift.com, GYFT.com, you'll see there's over 200 big box stores in the United States you can use digital currency at. Also, get engaged. We want you to share the coin lifestyle. I tell people if you naturally like something and you really like it, you're just naturally going to go share it. And if you do that, you'll have an opportunity to get wealthy. It's actually a pretty natural process. The more you learn, I tell everybody we've got to take people from a fear stage to a belief stage to a knowing stage to a conviction stage, and that's ultimately what we're doing. Thanks, Brent, for putting that in the chat. Set up Coin Wallet. It's right there for you. But what is the coin lifestyle? Well, it's a term we made up. But, we're a global community with over 1 million members worldwide, and we're committed to educating people on how they can create wealth and make the new currency part of their lifestyle. Our saying is live where you want to live how you want to live, and create wealth doing it. I don't know if you like that, but that's a mantra that we live by. And what's great is I could be doing this business from anywhere in the world. I could be doing it from Argentina. I could be doing it from Bali. It doesn't matter. I can be anywhere in the world doing this presentation and connecting people with the education about the coin lifestyle and the new currency. Now, the benefits of the coin lifestyle are available now. This is not a pre-launch or a coming soon deal. Thank God, right? But benefit one is pretty straightforward. We're going to show you how to create more wealth. We're going to show you how to increase your buying power and reduce the cost of your products and services that you use every day. Imagine if I could cut the cost of your products and services by 90%. Benefit two, we're going to show you how to create more freedom. Over 25,000 people have earned six figures in the last 15 months with OneCoin alone. I mean, that's pretty staggering. So if you're looking for a six-figure income, we've got a pretty good shot at it here for you. There's a pretty good track record of it. We're going to show you how to profit from the new currency with a proven online home-based business system from the comfort of your own home or anywhere in the world. And also, we're setting up meeting networks in many cities in the United States right now, new currency meeting networks where you can come for a luncheon and learn about digital currency as well. We've got our cities popping up all over the map, and I hope to have a little map on our website where it has like little pins stuck in it, lit pins. I think that'll be kind of cool. Hopefully we'll be adding one of those, a couple of those every week. But benefit number three is realize more control. We're going to show you how to protect your wealth from banks, bank fees, inflation, depreciation, seizure, and even taxation. What's up, Mikey? Great to see you online. Hey, we're going to show you how to be your own bank and protect your money from the enemies of wealth. And people say, what enemies of wealth? Well, do you know the U.S. dollar has depreciated over 50% in value in the last 30 years alone? That means you've been losing buying power like quickly, rapidly. And we'll talk more about that. But we're going to show you how to get a currency that increases in value. That sounds more fun, doesn't it? Now, I want to mention that this new currency is not for everyone. I know it's terrible to hear, but it's actually true. If you're palm sweat or you make more than 5% a year on your money, this is not for you. Digital currency can fluctuate 5% at a day in price. So if that makes you nervous and you got to take Tums, stay away from this deal, okay? If you require the guarantee of a government agency, this is definitely not for you because there are no guarantees here. With high risk comes high rewards, and this is definitely an industry, much like the Internet was risky in the very beginning, this is too risky. This is also too risky. So I don't know if that came out right. It's risky, okay? It's not too risky, but it's risky. Risky business, folks. Anyway, I had to slide across the floor in my boxer shorts on that one. But, hey, if you get investment advice from your best friend or relative who's broke, definitely not for you because they're going to research the Internet and tell you you're insane. And bringing up the Internet, if you believe everything on Google is the truth, this is definitely not for you. I mean, I know some of you like Elvis, but if you Google, is Elvis alive, the first search result says he is, contrary to common knowledge that he's not. We know he's alive in spirit, but if you believe Google, you would create an argument that Elvis is actually alive. Now, and I was out in Vegas, and we'll be out in Vegas this week, and I'm sure I'll see him, and y'all are going to go, yeah, see, Tom, you're wrong. But anyway, the new currency is new. It's different. It's not accepted as the norm yet. But make no mistake, it is the Internet of money. Not the money of the Internet, it's the Internet of money. The new currency is the people's money. We're creating a monetary system for the people. This is not the government's money, okay? It's a monetary system for the people who desire 10/10 of the law. And you say, what's that? Well, if you know what 9/10 of the law is, that's the law of possession. That means when you turn your money over to a bank for safekeeping, right? Safekeeping, more like, to erode your money. But for safekeeping, anyway, you are giving up 1/10 of that right to the bank. And if we have any bank-ins, close-ins, where, banks decide to keep your money to pay off their debts, like what's happening in Europe right now, or if the government creates currency controls, that 1/10 becomes a real issue. 9/10 of the law exposes you to risk. And you're like, well, how do you mean? Well, ask the people in Greece who woke up one day and could only pull out $50 a day out of their ATM machine. That was bad. Even if you're a millionaire, you're living on $50 a day. So that could be a real issue for some of you. I know it would me. Okay? So the new currency eliminates 9/10 of the law. It eliminates, that's kind of interesting. There we go. Anyway, there we go. Now we're back. But anyway, the new currency eliminates 9/10 of the law, identity theft and credit scores, 3-day holds on your money, banker's hours, depreciation and debt. The new currency is powerful, folks, and it's really exciting. Bankless banking is now in vogue, okay? Even Mark Andreessen, who is the #1 investor in digital currency, the guy invented the web browser, the thing you're looking at the computer through right now. This guy invented it, okay? So he knows something about disruption, but he says it will change everything. And he was referring to digital currency, the new currency, which I'm excited to have that guy as one of my mentors in this industry and know that he's a part of it is real important to us. But with new technology comes new paradigms, and that's a fancy word for a new way of looking at things. The new currency shift involves new terms, new brands, new processes, new apps. It has limits, limited liquidity, limited awareness, limited acceptance, limited trust. The new currency also has negative media, misinformation articles, cross-marketers, industry warfare, and yellow bloggers. But guess what technology had the same attributes in the early stages? You guessed it, the Internet did. And I was there. I was out telling people about email, and people would tell me, you're insane. I'm never going to put an email on the Internet because people can read it. That's what my neighbor told me. You don't know how many times I heard that. It was so funny. Oh, no, you can't send your emails. They'll be read on the Internet. Well, I mean, they probably have been by the NSA for a long time. But anyway, when you think about the Internet, it scared a lot of people. And there was no framework for people to really understand what it was. So we had a lot of educating to do. First, it was how to send an email, and then two guys created a Hotmail company and sold it for $800 million a year later, and that kind of got everybody's attention that maybe email was real. And, but here's the deal with the Internet. It created more corporate and individual wealth in 25 years than the Industrial Revolution. That's pretty phenomenal, okay? And I got news for you. The new currency industry is going to do it even bigger and faster, okay? Now, let's talk about disruption for a moment. In 1991, Internet evangelists like me, we were all going around proclaiming that the information highway would shutter newspapers and large media organizations. Well, the newspapers and media organizations laughed, okay? Well, they're not laughing anymore because they're bankrupt. Look at all the companies that went out of business because of the Internet. But have you heard of any of these disruptive companies? YouTube, WordPress, America Online. America Online bought Time Warner last time I checked. Napster put EMI out of business. Wikipedia, largest online encyclopedia in the world. Some pretty amazing stuff came out of the Internet, and disruption is something that's very important when you're looking at an opportunity or something to really get passionate about for, say, the next 10 years. And I don't know about you. I mean, I tell everybody 2008 was kind of rough for me. I don't know about you, but I can't afford another 2008. And I don't know if you can, and if you can, more power to you. But 2008 kind of rattled my bones. And I tell everybody, I want to be able to put something, my heart and soul into something for 10 years and know that it's something of the future like the Internet was. And even if the economy goes through a tough time, it'll still be flourishing. There'll still be tons of opportunity in it. And this is one of those sectors. The Internet as a technology platform disrupted companies, industries, and even countries. How many people know that? And ultimately, the disruption that occurred in Egypt because of somebody that had a Twitter account and a WordPress account, okay? The Internet disrupted everything, and it created massive wealth for people who invested in it. You guys ever had any missed opportunities with these companies? America Online, Amazon. If you'd have put $1,000 in any one of these companies, you'd have been worth a fortune. And I'm going to show you some logos in this presentation that will give you the opportunity to do it over, to do a do-over. I need a do-over when it comes to making a lot of wealth, okay? And, as they say, there's no such thing as missed opportunity. Yeah, right. There's your missed opportunity right now. So what you're looking for is another set of and by the way, most of those logos did not exist before 1991, okay? Some of them didn't exist before 2000, all right? But there's definitely such thing as a missed opportunity. But here's the good news. If you miss the opportunities of the Internet, good news is you'll get a second chance with the disruption of new currency because it's coming on strong, folks, very strong. And I'm going to show you some articles to give you social proof that this is the right place to be. But the disruption is more than a new product. It's a new life activity that changes the way we do life. For example, when the smart refrigerators come out in December and you all start buying them, what's going to happen is your milk is going to have a tag on it, and when your milk gets below half empty, it'll tell your refrigerator. They're going to have like a conversation. You're going to go, hey, refrigerator, this is milk. And the refrigerator's going to go, yeah, what's up, milk? And he's going, I'm half empty. He goes, oh, so we need to order a new one. Yeah, would you do that for me? And bam, it's not really going to happen like that. There's not going to be voices, but that's essentially what's going to happen. And, ultimately, you'll have a gallon of milk show up at your house, and they're not going to use dollars and cents, folks. They're not going to use pennies and nickels and quarters because you're not going to get change. It's all going to be done over some form of digital currency or blockchain digital currency. So we are going to create a trillion-dollar marketplace. I predict it'll be a multi-trillion-dollar marketplace. And, to create a trillion-dollar marketplace, you got to identify a massive problem, and you got to match it with a massive solution. Do you think these companies created massive solutions? Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Uber. Do you know Uber's a $70 billion company today? It's a transportation company. They don't own any cars, okay? But they're bigger than Ford and GM. Their market capitalization is bigger than our largest automakers. That's pretty incredible, isn't it? Facebook, Netscape, Dell, all figured out how to create massive solutions. Well, what's the massive problem we're dealing with today, folks? Well, number one, 74% of people recently surveyed distrust banks and government. That's at almost an all-time low. That's pretty scary. Problem number two, 86% of baby boomers are not prepared for retirement. 15% have nothing saved. 1/3 have less than $1,000 saved. I mean, that's not good. Okay, we need to create some wealth here, folks. Problem number 3, in 11 years, 76 million baby boomers will be on the government payroll. Okay, why am I telling you this? Because our financial system is in a very fragile state right now, and in the next 11 years, how the hell are we going to pay for 76 million people on Medicare and Social Security when it's already broke? So ask yourself, who's going to pay for this? Well, we all are, period. Okay? Problem number 4, bankruptcy for individuals, companies, cities, and countries that are all-time high. That's right, I said countries. Okay? There's a whole bunch of countries that are failing right now. I don't know if you know that, but it could become very systemic and really affect us in a very big way. And I got to know, do you have a plan B? And that's what we're about. The U.S. is $19 trillion in debt with $60 trillion in unfunded liabilities. Do you know it's mathematically impossible to pay off that amount of debt with our current tax base? Okay? But can we agree we have a massive financial problem that needs a positive disruption? Well, the positive disruption is really acquiring a currency that increases in value rather than one that decreases in value. That's what the disruption is all about. It's the ability to do a bankless transaction and not be affected by the collapse of the banking industry, if that so does occur. And I'm like the ultimate optimist, folks. I'm not trying to be a doomsday sayer, but our country's bankrupt, okay? And the rest of the world is even worse, okay? But what is a disruption? Let's talk about why this is very, very important. A disruption occurs when the value chain that's vital to the existence of a company, industry, or country is cut, reprogrammed, or made obsolete. Okay? Who disrupted Blockbuster? Well, Netflix did, right? Who disrupted Encyclopedia Britannica? Wikipedia did. Who disrupted EMI Records? Napster did. Who disrupted Egypt? Twitter and WordPress did. Who disrupted Kodak? That's the trick question. A lot of you would say digital cameras, but that's not true. Kodak had really great digital cameras in the beginning. The mobile phone ultimately sealed the fate of Kodak because the mobile phone had a camera on it, and Kodak was not in the mobile phone business. Okay? So these companies or countries or industries got their value chain cut by a new technology. Okay? So there were 6 disruptions. Since I wrote the book, The Seventh Disruption, there was definitely 6 before that. And there were TV, internet, email, mobile, e-commerce, and social media were all trillion-dollar disruptions that reshaped human behavior. I mean, tell me social commerce has not reshaped human behavior in a big way, okay? Social commerce, social media, social commerce, somebody's laughing. Social media, got brainwashed on that one. But social media, the top 5 companies have definitely they've created $500 billion in wealth. Just the top 5, social media companies. Threw myself off on that one. I'm laughing inside right now. Inside joke, folks. But anyway, the new currency is the 7th disruption, and that's what we're here talking about tonight. I know we haven't talked about it much, but we're getting ready to. But look at that, MoneyGram, MasterCard, United States Federal Reserve. These are all the organizations that are being disrupted right now. And some of those logos on the inside that you don't recognize, like Bitcoin and Dogcoin and OneCoin and RippleCoin and blockchain, these are the disruptors. These are the Napsters of the financial industry. Now, the new currency unicorns, the future billion-dollar companies, OneCoin is already a $4 billion company. And nobody's even heard of it in the United States. Okay, $4 billion. M-Pesa, a $250 million a year company in revenues. Okay, very profitable. It's part of Safaricom. Ethereum, almost a $800 million market capitalization in its first 12 months. RippleCoin, Litecoin, Mastercoin, Dogcoin, Gemini. I mean, these are all city coins. There's some really incredible stuff coming out here, folks, and these are companies that are going to be the logos that 20 years from now you're going to go, man, I wished I would have invested in those companies. I wished I would have become part of those companies, okay? You may have missed Amazon and all of those. Don't miss these. Okay, that's all I'm telling you. Now, who are the players in the new currency? A lot of people say, yeah, dude, I know you wrote a bestseller book, but, who are the real players? Well, how about Peter Thiel with PayPal? He's a major proponent of digital currency in the blockchain. Tim Draper with the Draper Funds. Look up Tim Draper, D-R-A-P-E-R. This guy's a stud, and the guy loves digital currency. Michael Novogratz, Fortress Investment Group, runs a $55 billion fund. Watch the interview with him on CNBC as he talks about digital currency. Richard Branson, you ever heard of that guy? Started a small company called Virgin, okay? He holds conferences on Necker Island for Bitcoin and digital currency and blockchain technologies. Dr.ruja Ignatova, she has started the fastest company in the history of the world to do $1 billion in revenue. Very successful woman out of Europe, comes out of McKinsey, doctorates in law. She's like a, what do they call it, when the Mensa Society. She got over a 200 IQ, very brilliant woman, and creates the fastest company in the world to do $1 billion in revenues. The history of the world, okay? Mark Andreessen invented the internet browser that you're watching this presentation through, okay? Mark is the largest single investor in digital currency. So, when your Uncle Mark goes digital currency is a scam, look at him and say, well, why is Mark Andreessen the largest investor in it? And your uncle will go, who's Mark Andreessen? I had that happen the other day. They're like, oh, yeah, that's a scam. I'm like, why is Mark Andreessen an investor? And they're like, who's Mark Andreessen? I go, never mind. Anyway, the Winklevoss brothers from Facebook, okay? I think, what's his name, Zuckerberg borrowed their idea, but they got a good settlement. They started Gemini, one of the largest trading exchanges in the United States, I think one of the only ones, for trading digital currencies. Ever heard of a small company called Google? Eric Schmidt loves digital currency, says it's a remarkable cryptographic achievement. And then Peter Diamandis, look up this guy on the internet. I mean, he gives out the $10 million prize for the best technology in the world, and he's a huge proponent of digital currency and the blockchain. So we've got some very exciting people that are involved in digital currency with us in the new currency. And really, man, I think you ought to be very excited about having these people as partners and mentors and people that are touting great things about digital currency, okay? So who's the Google of the new currency industry? Well, right now, OneCoin is the fastest company in the world to do $1 billion in revenue. They did it in 12 months. Groupon did it in 27 months, so that's pretty good. That's like beating Usain Bolt's record by like 10 seconds. That's like a big achievement right there. Okay, but they also have a track record of creating massive wealth too. 25,000 people, as I mentioned, earning in excess of $100,000 a year. 700 earning in excess of $1 million. $4 billion in wealth created for its members in 15 months, and the company is not stopping. There's like 5,000 people joining a day. Pretty incredible. Well, what's the media saying about the new currency? Wall Street Journal says for Bitcoin's growing pains, it represents the future of money in global finance. Bank of America, Bitcoin will be a serious competitor to cash. Steve Forbes wrote an article, How Bitcoin Will End World Poverty. I mean, these are real people, folks, writing about a very exciting business. CoinDesk, Goldman Sachs, premier investment banking house, says Bitcoin could shape the future of finance. Now, Bitcoin is important to our industry because it is a first mover, okay, much like Napster was. But there are companies like OneCoin that have come behind Bitcoin that have gotten bigger a lot faster. I mean, OneCoin is 6 times larger than Bitcoin already as far as its community, and it's not stopping. It's just picking up steam. Now, how about this one? Richard Branson, the billionaire, wrote a blog, How Digital Currency Can Transform the World. So do you think we're on to something with all of these big Steve Forbes, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Wall Street Journal, Virgin, billionaire? Are we on to something here? Okay, so when your Uncle Mark tells you that this is a scam, say, I don't think so, okay, because digital currency is here, folks. It is the new email, the new money email of the world, okay, and you're in at the very beginning. And I ask a lot of people, I say, if I could take you back to 1991, which I could do over, okay, Okay? Well, good news is we don't have to go back to 91 because we have digital currency. We can start today. We get a do-over, but we don't have to go back in time. The bottom line is new currency makes banks and credit cards obsolete. Really, it does. And if you go up to setupcoinwallet.com, I'll prove it to you because I will do a transaction with you without using a bank. And if you don't believe it can happen, test me. Setupcoinwallet.com, and I'll actually send you free money and have you go to United Way and donate it. So you can do your first commercial transaction without using a bank. First commercial transaction outside of government-issued currency. Now, that's very exciting. That's liberating, folks. Liberating, okay? There's a lot of people in Greece that would love to be able to do that right now, but they did not think ahead, and I'm hoping you're smart enough to think ahead, okay? But here's the fact. We no longer need a bank to conduct a secure transaction of value, okay? Now, here's 4 compelling reasons to stop what you're doing right now and start learning and focusing on the new currency. Number 1, you get to become the bank of you. No fees, no holds on your money, no identity theft, 10/10 of the law. You own your money. You control it, okay? Reason number 2, appreciating currency. What if your currency grew in value like the value of stocks of Apple, Microsoft, Dell, and Amazon? What if your bank account, your savings account, multiplied like Apple stock? Wouldn't that be cool? Well, we're going to show you how to do that. See, here's the issue, folks. I want you to really envision this for a moment. Retirement is at the top of the escalator. Have you ever run up a down escalator? Have you ever run against an escalator? Well, it's kind of stupid, right? You know, our moms told us not to do it because it'll rip our kneecap off or something like that, cut our fingers off, something nasty to prevent us from doing it. But we did it anyway. And in fact, today we still do it. We run up a down escalator trying to get to retirement because, look, depreciating currency, the U.S. dollar from 1933 went from $1 in value, and in 2016, that same dollar was worth 7 cents. 93% depreciation since 1970. You want me to prove that to you? In 70 years ago, a gallon of milk cost 38 cents. Today, that same gallon of milk costs $3.80. Why? You say, oh, milk's more expensive to produce. No, it's not. It's cheaper to produce today than it was 70 years ago because they have machines that do it all, okay? But the reason why you have to spend $3.80 for a gallon of milk is not because milk is more expensive. It's because your money is worth less, worth-less, okay? Or if you combine it, it's 7% away from being worthless. You know, for the last time I checked, 93% minus 100 is what, 7%? Last time I checked, we only have 7% left, folks, okay? So I don't know about you, but running up a down escalator is not a good idea. What I would like to do is I'd like to have an appreciating currency like OneCoin that has gone from 10 cents to $6.30, $6.30 in the last, what, 14 months, 15 months? 4,000, it's actually a 6,000% increase. How would you like your currency to increase in value like that? And it's continuing to go up, folks. They're looking at this currency going to $100 or $200 a coin, and it's sitting at about $6 right now, okay? So how would you like your wealth, your money to multiply times 10? Well, Reuters just said recently in an article that they predicted Bitcoin is going to do a 10-fold increase in the next, 24 to 36 months, I think they said. It was under 36 months. But how would you like to put $100,000 in Bitcoin and see your wealth grow to $1 million in the next 36 months? Wouldn't that be cool? They said the same thing about Ethereum, okay? They're very positive things. OneCoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I'm a proponent of building a portfolio of digital currencies. That's what I'm doing right now, just like I did with the internet companies in the 90s. So here's a great example for you. Tom pays Bob $1,000 for consulting services. Bob deposits the money in the bank for safekeeping. Yeah, right. Okay? 5 years later, Bob's money is now, his $1,000 is now worth $896. Why? Well, they were protecting it for him. Inflation, depreciation, and bank fees. Oh, my. So here's a scenario number 2. Tom pays Bob $1,000 in new currency for consulting services. Bob keeps the money in his coin wallet because, remember, he is the bank, so there's no fees or anything like that. Bob's digital currency appreciates 10 times in value over 5 years, giving him $10,000 in purchasing power from the one consulting job he did for Tom. Okay? So how many of you would like to get paid 10 times for doing the same job one time? So $896 versus $10,000. Which one is better for your retirement right now? Okay? The one on the right, correct? So the new currency is starting to look more appealing. But you say, wait a minute, Tom, 10x is ridiculous. That's crazy. Well, wait a minute. The average growth of some of the top digital currencies exceeds 100x in the last 5 years. So if you were to put 10 cents into, say, Bitcoin, you would, or if you would have put $1,000 into Bitcoin at 10 cents, you would have made $12 million in less than 36 months. Last time I checked, that was called getting rich fast. Okay? And even today, it's sitting at $420. You still would have made over $4 million, okay, just by holding the investment for 5 years or 6 years, okay? That's a good return on your money. That's a good deal right there, okay? Bitcoin, they're predicting it's going to go to $4,000 to $11,000 a coin. Why? Because it's finite. There's only so many of them, and the community's growing like wildfire. I'd like to say that OneCoin is probably creating more awareness for digital currencies than anybody in the world right now. Litecoin spiked up real big when it first came out, but for those that are any good at reading charts, Litecoin's getting ready to take off too. There's a lot of volume coming into Litecoin and a lot of people buying it. Now, when you look at EtherCoin, how'd you like to have bought that at 10 cents and gone all the way up to $12? There was a guy who put in $50,000 at like 38 cents into EtherCoin. He made almost $5 million off of EtherCoin in less than 9 months. That's a good deal right there, okay? But very exciting times for EtherCoin. They've just been selected as one of Microsoft's partners for being their blockchain partner for Microsoft. OneCoin. How would you like to have a coin that went from 50 cents to $5.25? Well, how would you like to have a coin that goes from $5.25 to $50? Okay? Well, this thing's got major moves happening, and OneCoin is very, very fun to be a part of. And definitely for the layman who doesn't know much about digital currency, OneCoin is definitely something that you ought to make part of your portfolio. So, reason 3. Buying power. Increase your buying power. What if it took less money to buy the same products and services that you use each year? So in May 2015, I was sitting with Brent Patrick. We were having a hamburger at the Hill, and I had 1,000 digital coins worth 50 cents. In fact, I was telling Brent about OneCoin when we were at lunch. And so I had $500 in purchasing power that day. So I buy a hamburger at the Hill restaurant for $15. So it cost me the equivalent of 30 of my digital coins. 30 times 50 cents equals $15. That left me with 970 digital coins. Now, fast forward a year later, my digital coins have valued at $5 each. So now I have $4,850 in purchasing power. I go to buy that same hamburger at the Hill restaurant for $15. A year later, I'm sitting with Brent, and we're talking about this, and this is where this example came up. So it cost Tom the equivalent of 3 digital coins to pay for his hamburger. 3 times $5 is $15. That left me with 967 digital coins. Now, that's a better deal than the hamburger I bought the year before. The hamburger actually cost me less units of my money. Yeah. See, we're trained backwards, folks. We think the value of the product is what's determining the value of the product. It's not. It's the value of our currency, folks, okay? So when you talk about how many units of your money are you spending to get to the same product, well, that means your money's growing or shrinking. Do you get what I mean? So if your money is shrinking in value, it appears it costs you more money to buy the same product. Well, that's not true. It's just because your money's eroding in value. You're running up and down escalator, right? So here's reason number 4, early bird mining opportunity. What if you could acquire digital currency at a 50 to 90% discount before it reaches the public? Okay? Well, that's something that's very exciting, and that's why we love mining. Mining is where the big money is made under the new currency. So if you're excited about what you see tonight, the first question you should ask the person who invited to show you this presentation is, how do I mine coins? That's what I really want to know. And I'm sure they'll show you a couple different mining opportunities that you can be a part of. Okay? Miners are rewarded with currency at deep discounts for bringing coins into general circulation. Okay? So miners paid in capital, and in return, they get coins at a discount that, of course, they bring into circulation. Mining has similar benefits to receiving founder stock in a startup company. So right now, miners in the first 14 months where we don't have a lot of liquidity, we don't have a lot of spending options, but guess what? We're getting the currency at an awesome price. So when it does become liquid, next thing you know, that's right, Jed's a millionaire, okay? Mining requires no technical skills, just paid in capital or sweat equity, okay? Mining and educational packages range from $700 to $100,000. And there's people putting millions into this industry, folks, okay? So if you think your $50 is a big deal, think again. It's not. You know, if you want to be a player in this space and you're talking $5, $10, $15, $25,000, I think the average person that we have in Atlanta, they've done at least $5,000 to $10,000 into mining packages because people want to get their hands on these coins before they explode in value. And miners get first rights to them. That's what I love about mining. We get them first before everybody else does. So if you want to get rich fast, it's time to start mining new currency. You may not understand it. All I can tell you is just do it, just like Nike, right? The opportunity to learn and earn is definitely now. This is bigger than the internet, folks. We're disrupting the banking industry. We can do transactions now without the need of a bank. It's truly disruptive. We have cut the value chain of the banking industry. We don't need banks to do business anymore. It provides solutions to financial problems that people need right now. Mining is definitely where the wealth begins. So what's your plan B? How do you expect to create wealth with a currency that rapidly depreciates each year? Can you afford another 2008? Do you need to create wealth right now and replenish your retirement accounts? What would you do if your government instituted currency controls and limited your withdrawals to $600 per week? What would you do? What is that? WWYD. Thinking of the WW. Never mind. That's my mind. If your government currency goes bankrupt, what will you do? There it is, WWYD. That's what we're going to come up with a bumper sticker. WWYD. What would you do? Anyway, here, folks, if I could do it in Samuel Jackson's best voice, what's in your e-wallet? So, hey, folks, it's been great having you online tonight. Get back with the person who introduced you to the new currency and begin your journey today. Remember, get educated, get experienced, get engaged, get wealthy. If you need to make money fast, there is no better opportunity than the new currency. You are at the right place at the right time. I just hope you recognize that you're there, and more importantly, I hope that you're willing to pull the trigger. We do these presentations. By the way, I'll be back here tomorrow night. I'm going to do another presentation tomorrow night, and this weekend we're going to do a training on the new currency meeting system that we're going to be conducting. We're going to be filming it in, that's right, I go to Las Vegas. Hot dog. I'll be in Las Vegas on Saturday doing a presentation and a training. It will be completely videotaped, and you'll have the opportunity to replicate this system in each of your own cities and become the pioneers, the leaders of the new currency evolution. Folks, it's been a real pleasure having you online tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'll put this recording out in the room, so if you want to watch it again, feel free to. If you want to drink heavily to it, too, that might help you. But anyway, have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time.